This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company. WNBC, New York.
The National Broadcasting Company takes pleasure in presenting a special program. Welcome to the studios of WNBC in Radio City. Tonight we're celebrating a very special occasion, our 10th anniversary of public...
WRCA-TV New York, Channel 4.
Daytime, nighttime, to get the right time, call Meridian 71212.
WNBC-TV, New York. WNBC TV, Channel 4 in New York.
Tomorrow afternoon at 5, 4 Central, 3 Mountain, and 2 Pacific time, President Ford will hold a news conference at which he is expected to talk about his candidacy and the economy. See the presidential news conference tomorrow afternoon at 5, 4 Central, 3 Mountain, and 2 Pacific time. WNBC TV, New York. Jeopardy will not be seen tonight, so that we may bring you the following News Center 4 special program. Here is Chuck Scarborough.
Light the Christmas tree with us Monday night at 7:30 on Channel 4.
This is the NBC television network.
Nancy Walker's God, out to destroy Las Vegas.
Hogs, boils, pestilence, anything you got to stop.
Billy Crystal's the avenging angel whose human feelings get in the way.
Why don't we go on up to my suite and get a little more comfortable?
Billy Crystal in the world premiere comedy Human Feelings, Monday at 9:30, 8:30 Central and Mountain on NBC.
Bob, I need a $10 raise.
You got it.
I do? How about 15?
Bob and Mary, a fun-loving couple, get together. See Mary Tyler Moore at 4 and Bob Newhart at 4:30, followed by News Center 4 at 5.
A new giveaway season of big prizes and suspenseful bidding with Bob Barker on The Price is Right.
73 cents, and he has $6.93. You are indeed a player.
The Price is Right, Saturday night at 7:30 on 4 with the happiest winners on TV.
Best way to start the day is with Not for Women Only.
Information, entertainment, great guests, just like today.
Weekday morning, 6:30, just before the Today Show.
Electric Light Orchestra on rock concert. Might it?
That's right, Greasers. It's the terrific 10, turning the years back to the fabulous 50. Rockin' and roll into your favorite golden oldies. Sha-na-na, Wednesday night at 7:30 on Channel 4. And Grease for...
The ships stake out a neighborhood and find that trouble comes in small packages.
Hey, slow down and stop! I can't!
Then, all your favorites are back in a brand new movie.
Here at sea. Maybe we can be rescued.
Rescue from Gilligan's Island. Bob Denver and members of the original Gilligan cast. Saturday on NBC.
What's behind the name Donahue? Colorful guests, controversial issues.
My grandfather was 95 when he told me, he said, people worry about senility. He said, don't worry about it. I said, why? He said, because when you become senile, you won't know it.
For interesting conversation in the morning, join Dorothy Hamill, Bill Cosby, and many other fascinating guests on Donahue, a unique adult talk show. Watch me weekday mornings at 9 here on Channel.
The Shirelles, they're super on Sha-na-na, Wednesday night at 7:30 here on 4.
Wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Golda Meir laid to rest. The story at 11.
The Scarborough Cafferty Report tonight at 6.
Get the news, plus
me, Katie Kelly, with TV shows to hit and miss on all the networks, even this one.
on the Scarborough Cafferty Report, weeknights at 6.
Name something you keep in a drawer alongside the bed.
Some means of birth control.
Tonight and tomorrow, The Family Feud at 7:30 here on Channel 4.
WNBC TV, Channel 4 in New York.
It's Bowser and Sha-Na-Na with the music of the 50s. Tonight at 7:30 here on Channel 4.
Police for peace.
This is WNBC TV, New York.
WNBC Television, New York. This is U Center 4.
WNBC TV, Channel 4 in New York.
The heart of New York City is for the Bronx and Stony Brook is for the Meadowlands and Westport is for Park Slope and Sandy Hook is for New York. You know all the places it's for New York. You never miss a spot. It's for New York. We cover the bases. It's for New York. We know where it's hot. We know where it's hot. It's for the people up in Harlem. Glen Cove and Yorktown Heights. It's for Astoria and Dumont. It's for all you Jerseyites. It's for New York. We know all the places. It's for New York. We never miss a spot. It's for New York. We cover the bases. It's for New York. We know where it's hot. We know where it's hot. It's for
New York.
Comes.
Live at 5.
Hi, I'm Jack Caffrey.
And I'm Sue Simmons.
And this is Live at 5, New York's earliest evening news program.
And we think it's special.
Every evening we bring you the news with a super personal touch. And more than a touch, is super personality.
The day's top stories. And the people you want to hear about.
That's what you get on Live at 5.
You'll come alive at 5.
Live at 5, weekdays on Channel 4.
On NBC Magazine, a convicted child molester and the modeling agency he ran. Then a special 2-hour NBC white paper. Ronald Reagan, the first 100 days, Thursday.
Months on Real People. Then is Kimberly having a baby?
Hello, Grandpa.
And on Facts of Life, the girls serve hard time on NBC.
For the greatest metropolitan area, it's News 4 New York. Weeknights at 6 and 11. News 4.
The world focuses on the Middle East, the Iraq-Israel crisis, the elections, the gathering of Holocaust survivors. I'll be reporting from Israel all this week on News 4 New York.
News 4 New York. For the greatest people in the greatest metropolitan area. Weeknights at 6 and 11.
We're Channel 4. Just watch us now.
Just watch us fill your days and nights with laughter and with pure delight. We'll take you places where you'd really want to go. Watch us as we pack the screen with action like you've never seen. News and information that you need to know.
We're Channel 4. Just watch us, Channel 4. You'll love us, Channel 4. Just watch us now. For the latest news, watch us now. Greatest sports, watch us now. Movies, specials, day or night, just watch us now. We're Channel 4.
Just watch us.
Channel 4.
You'll love us.
Channel 4. Just watch us now. We're Channel 4. Just watch us. Channel 4. You'll love us. Channel 4. Just watch us now. We're Channel 4. Just watch us now.
Barnabas and Willie move into the old house Monday at 4:30. Weekday afternoons, comedy the way it was with Lucille Ball and Mary Tyler Moore. At 4, here's Lucy and two funny kids, Lucy and Desi Jr.
You ought to quit too, Lucille.
What, and leave show business?
Then Mary Tyler Moore. The award-winning comedy is back with the award-winning stars. You'll laugh all over again.
That's exactly it.
At 5, news the way it is, live at 5. Lucy, Mary, live at 5 weekday afternoons.
This afternoon at 4, you'll shiver and quiver at the horrors of Dark Shadows.
Then at 4:30, you'll howl with laughter with Mary and Friends. Screams and laughter today.
News for New York, be there. You can see anything you want to see there.
You can be anything you want to be there.
We're your key there, WNBC there, but you've got to be there. Yeah, when the news is hot there, on the spot there, from Riverhead to Rye, Turtle Bay to Tennessee, watch News for New York, be there. You've got to be there. Yeah, when the Broadway lights there, fill your nights there, get the latest news reports, catch the best in New York sports. It'll be you and me there. See what you want to see there. News for New York, be there. It'll be you and me there. Got you covered, New York. See what you want to see there. News for New York, be there.
This is Channel 4, the #1 station for news.
A tentative agreement is okayed in the nationwide telephone strike, and Con Edison workers will be returning to work in less than an hour following their walkout.
And in Manila today, an exiled leader is gunned down on return to his homeland. And Pia will be here with a review of opening night of La Cage aux Folles, next on News 4 at 11.
I'm bringing them out.
From WNBC TV, this is News 4 New York with Ralph Penza and Anna Bond.
Good evening, I'm Jim Ryan. Ralph Penza has the night off.
Next Sunday, 3 famous men share a secret that could destroy them in the blockbuster miniseries based on the bestseller Celebrity. Be there.
You've played NBC's game shows at home. Now's your chance to win at home. For the next 3 weeks, you'll have a chance to win big prizes, cash, and even your very own Florida Dream House in television's most exciting giveaway events ever. So play at home and you might be one of the lucky winners. But you won't win if you don't play. Be there.
Neighborhoods, Tuesday at 6 on News 4 New York.
No Children, the housing controversy, tomorrow at 9.
People die from what happened here, but most of the time it's not the flames that kill them. It's smoke inhalation that kills them, and they die in New York City hospitals. But do they have to die? There's a machine that might save them, but in an emergency you'd have access to only one, and it's in the wrong place. This week at 6 on News 4 New York, I'll bring you a special report on smoke inhalation, the killer the city won't fight.
Through 5 governors, 6 mayors, and 3 transit strikes, there's been only one Gabe Pressman. News 4 New York. Is there any reason to watch anyone else?
Chuck Woolery here. On the next Love Connection, you'll meet Gentleman Jim. He thinks a 2-step tells a lot about a lady.
I think dancing is an extension of their personality. In other words, for example, if they dance like a nerd, they probably are one.
How will that strike Vicky?
He's definitely not the type for me because I get outrageous.
Linda says looks aren't important. She'd rather find...
someone has a big smile, a warm hello.
Maybe our audience can help on the next Love Connection.
Let's all be there weekdays at 4 on Channel 4. Find true romance on Love Connection here on Channel 4 at 4.
This has been a presentation of News 4 New York.
Need to talk to someone? Feel depressed? Call the Middle Earth Center for Counseling, available 24 hours a day at 516-826-0600. Judge Wapner on the People's Court tomorrow, 4:30. Cocaine has long been thought of as the drug of the rich and the glamorous. When we come back from this break.
Chuck Scarborough and Pet Harper tomorrow at 6 on News 4 New York. Join us for a trip back in time to Harlem in its heyday, when the Apollo Theater was the heart and jazz was the beat. The stage is set for a comeback as the Apollo opens its doors once more. Reminisce with the music legends who call it home. Lionel Hampton, Dizzy Gillespie, James Brown, the Four Tops.
You're going to the Apollo, hey, that's it. You're on top of the world.
I love him so I'll never, ever let him go.
The Apollo, one more time, tomorrow at 7:30 on Channel 4.
Happy Hanukkah from Channel 4.
Happy St. Patrick's Day from Channel 4. News 4 New York. The following is a repeat telecast of the 11 o'clock edition of News 4 New York. This is News 4 New York with Chuck Scarborough and Sue Simmons.
Good evening, I'm Pat Harper. Sue Simmons is on vacation. Right now, a man who is a Boy Scout official is waiting to be arraigned.
He is about to be arraigned in Queens criminal court, along with 2 other members of the Black Hebrew Israelite sect, on charges of felony assault, coercion, and endangering the welfare of a child. The Boy Scout official was identified by one of his alleged victims after he appeared in an exclusive report by Mike Taibbi Tuesday night, right here on News 4 New York, at 11 o'clock. And tonight, Mike has another exclusive report on the arrest.
An official of the Boy Scouts of America told me this afternoon that the man we ran into Tuesday night, Onan Israel, was in fact the man...
Saturdays a scream with the facts of life. Then on 227, Sandra's caught a handsome cop.
He's handcuffed to the doorknob.
And on the Golden Girls, will Blanche accept a marriage proposal?
That's a crazy idea. You got that right.
Then on Me and Mrs. C, how far will Jerry's boss go for a date?
I want to go all the way. That far?
Saturday.
Number 1, no wonder, News 4 New York.
Monday, it's Thumbs Up with Valerie at her new time before Amazing Stories.
Incredible.
Not only incredible, it's
amazing.
The magic has moved to Monday. Amazing Stories.
Ella on Ella, a personal portrait, Saturday at 7:30.
Next on News 4 New York, new information tonight about the Bess Meyerson affair and the judge who handled the divorce of Meyerson's beau, contractor Andy Capasso. We'll have an exclusive report. And a courtroom bombshell about John Hinckley and his pen pals.
A plan to give out condoms to prisoners at Rikers, a celebration of the first night of Passover, and a protest by some Yankee fans on opening day in the Bronx. And some 60s radicals come to the aid of Amy Carter in court. Up next.
Update, the latest from News 4 New York.
Good evening. At 11, a major step in Moscow tonight towards an arms agreement. Secretary of State Schultz invites Mikhail Gorbachev to a summit in Washington. And 2 school custodians in New Jersey arrested on charges of drug dealing.
A judge tells GM it doesn't have to recall its X-Cars, a new dating service that makes sure its clients are tested for AIDS. And a baby elephant gets rescued from a sticky situation.
At 11.
President Reagan subpoenaed to testify at 11.
This News 4 update is sponsored by Jordache Basics.
Coming up at 11, President Reagan and President-elect Bush are subpoenaed to testify in the Iran-Contra trial of Oliver North. A serious new threat against U.S. airlines following the disaster of Flight 103.
An elderly woman charges police with brutality. A drug counselor who treats addicts is busted for dealing drugs. And a look back at the victories and sorrows of 1988 at 11.
This week, and Mil's going to do it next week. Got it? And Elvis Costello.
An American tradition continues when the world champion Los Angeles Dodgers meet the Boston Red Sox. Exhibition baseball, Saturday.
Next on News 4 New York, a rambling and remorseless Joel Steinberg is handed the maximum sentence for killing his little girl. We'll have full team coverage. Dozens of firemen are hosed down for asbestos contamination tonight, battling a nasty high-rise fire.
Also, police investigate a possible link between steroid use by Robert Golub and the grisly murder of his teenage neighbor. All-Pro Giant linebacker Lawrence Taylor is busted for drunk driving. We'll get his side of the story next on News 4 New York.
Here's to you.
this close.
Or the rich getting away with murder. Watch Inside Edition.
I do not hit, strike, or use any form of forceful discipline of any sort at any time in any way to those children. Or the teachers would have seen it, the neighbors would have seen it, because those children were not locked in the house of horror.
It is therefore the judgment of the court that he be sentenced to an indeterminate sentence, the maximum of which shall be 25 years, and the minimum of which shall be no less than 8 years and 4 months. The court strongly and emphatically recommends against the release of this defendant on parole.
From WNBC TV, this is News 4 New York with Chuck Scarborough and Sue Simmons.
Good evening. The man whose savagely brutal acts became a national symbol of child abuse and wife-beating is headed to jail for a very long time tonight.
Joel Steinberg was sentenced today for beating his illegally adopted daughter Lisa to death.
At 5 with Jack Haferty and Sue Simmons. Live at 5 is a presentation of WNBC TV in New York. I'm Don Pardo.
From WNBC TV, this is News 4 New York with Chuck Scarborough and Pat Harper.
Good evening. I'm Sue Simmons. Pat is off tonight. There is a...
It's an old-time hardline military school. See what life is like at the Citadel on the next USA Today.
At 9:30 a.m., right here on Channel 4.
When the trouble started at Trump Tower, who broke the story? When Donald flew off to watch a fight, who clued you in? When Ivana and Donald split, who had all the intimate details? Liz Smith, right from the start with the exclusive. When people have something to say, they talk to Liz Smith. Liz Smith, live at 5.
A case of sex and murder. Will the charges stand Monday at 5?
Governor Cuomo gets mooned. The story at 11.
At 11 on News 4 New York. His freedom caused protests in Crown Heights. Now the feds are getting involved. Plus, is Amy Fisher a bail risk? She begged the judge for freedom today. His answer at 11. Also tonight, they're like family. But where would you take your pet in an emergency? Find out tonight in Pet Savers. And we'll have your Halloween weather and a few surprises. Tonight at 11 on News 4 New York.
Merry Christmas and no misdelivered mail.
Channel 4, the New York Times, and the United Way of New York City understand you need to know more about the situation in the Gulf. So look for this map and helpline guide tomorrow in the New York Times.
It's going to be a beautiful day in New York City.
see all of the wonderful things you can be. It's in the rhythm, it's in the rhyme. Big city magic, will get you each time. So let it guide you, so let it shine. You'll follow your dreams, all fall apart. I'm for New York, we're for New York. You got it. Let's show the rest of the world how it's done. I'm for New York.
I'm for New York.
We're for New York. You got it. For the pride, for the joy. Hey world, are you watching? For the thrill of being number one. We're for New York. I'm for New York. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're for New York.
You got it. Let's show the rest of the world how it's done. Yeah. I'm for New York. We're for New York. For the pride, for the joy. Hey world, are you watching? For the thrill of being number one. We're for New York.
From all of us at 4 New York, have a happy 4th of July holiday.
The McLaughlin Group, special time today at 2:30.
Chuck Scarborough and Sue Simmons, only on 4 New York.
You're watching Channel 4, WNBC, New York.
People have to beware.
They had cosmetic surgery to get the face of their dreams.
I looked great for 2 years.
But it turned into a nightmare.
My whole face started swelling. He over-injected me.
On the next Donahue, plastic surgery gone wrong.
Nobody would help me. Nobody knew anything about it. They knew nothing about silicone.
What to look out for and how you can avoid a plastic surgery nightmare. Next Donahue.
Today at 4, followed by Live at 5, only on 4 New York.
February 8th.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing the bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Giddy up, jingle horse, dig up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and mingle in a jingling beat. That's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell, that's the jingle bell rock. Happy holidays!
You're watching WNBC for New York. And now, Ralph Penza, Andrea Hall, Janice Huff, and Vince DeLisi. This is News for New York at 11.
Good evening. A 79-year-old man is pushed into the East River when he stops to fix his car.
You are about to see a dramatic New York.
Just turn us on. Yes! The lights are bright. And don't you know, there's great shows every night. Shows every night. We've got the spirit. We've got the pride. Family and friends. And love from inside. We're NBC America.
Via satellite.
You're watching News Channel 4, the Tri-State News Channel.
You're watching NBC4, the Tri-State News Channel. This is News Channel 4. NBC4, the Tri-State News Channel. And now, Michelle Marsh, Dean Shepard, and Joe Whitty. This is News Channel 4 Midday.
A winter storm rumbles toward our area, packing high winds and...
You're watching NBC4, the Tri-State News Channel. And now, Chuck Scarborough, Sue Simmons, Janice Huff, and Len Berman. This is News Channel 4 at 11.
Giuliani can't run for a third term, or can he?
And if you carpool, we have some news that could change your plans.
Also hit the brakes for a precious delivery. You'll meet a little girl who couldn't wait to be born.
And Asa tries to relieve a world-class headache over the World Cup. Much more next.
You're watching NBC4, the Tri-State News Channel. And now, Chuck Scarborough, Michelle Marsh, Janice Huff, and Len Berman. This is News Channel 4 at 6.
And good evening, I'm Ralph Penza. Chuck is off tonight. Could there be a third term for Rudy Giuliani?
Well, you know there's a 2-term limit, but the startling possibility that Mayor Giuliani could try for a 3rd term.
Tonight on 4 Stories, visit a Harlem refuge where art heals kids, a Soho partnership, store owners and the needy, and a woman on 24-hour call for bulimics. I'm Maurice Dubois. Join me for 4 Stories tonight at 7:30, only on NBC4.
Introducing the best news since Chopper 4, the News Channel 4 Skycam network. Skycam. Remote-controlled, high-resolution cameras. Always on, always searching for news. The News Channel 4 Skycam network.
Zoom in on our Skycam network to give you a closer look at the
The Skycam network is everywhere. The Lincoln Tunnel, the Long Island Express, the New Jersey Turnpike, Midtown Manhattan, LaGuardia Airport, the George Washington Bridge, and more. The News Channel 4 Skycam network. Day or night, they're powerful. 32-to-1 magnification. Skycam will give you the big picture or the extreme close-up.
As you can see from the Skycam network, the situation looks
They're always on, always searching for news. Before you leave home, check the traffic with the most sophisticated traffic monitoring system on television. The News Channel 4 Skycam, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When it's news, you'll see it first. You'll see it better with the News Channel 4 Skycam network.
Here's a live picture from the Skycam network where planes...
Now with Chopper 4, the News Channel 4 Skycam network proves once again that when you want news, see it live on the Tri-State News Channel, News Channel 4.
NBC4, home to the Olympic Games for the next decade.
You're watching NBC for New York. And now, Chuck Scarborough, Linda Vaquero, Janice Huff, and Len Berman. This is News Channel 4 at...
Tonight I will tell you where I stand, what I believe, and where I will lead this country in the next 4 years.
And with those words, the President of the United States, having accepted the nomination, spells out his goals for America.
Protesters for and against converge on the Garden after a week of demonstrations.
And millions stream from the Florida coastline to escape the wrath of Hurricane Francis.
You're watching NBC for New York. And now, Chuck Scarborough, Sue Simmons, Janice Huff, and Len Berman. This is News Channel 4 at 11.
Good evening. Sue is off tonight. I'm Linda Vaquero.
And I'm Chuck Scarborough. As you can see, the National Convention, the Republican National Convention, is still in full swing. The balloons are still bouncing around. The music is playing. The festivities are at full tilt, even as we speak right now.
Starting over weekdays at noon, only on NBC4.
You're watching NBC for New York. And now, Chuck Scarborough, Sue Simmons, Janice Huff, and Len Berman. This is News Channel 4 at 11.
NBC4 HD, New York's only newscast in high definition.
You're watching NYC TV on NBC4. Coming up next, bargains, bargains, bargains. Find them on $9.99. You're watching NYC TV on NBC4. Coming up next, there's something for everyone. Join Kelly Choi on Eat Out New York.
On June 3, 1999, WNBC TV was granted a license by the Federal Communications Commission to serve the public interest as a public trustee until June 1, 2007. Our license will expire on June 1, 2007. We have filed an application for license renewal with the FCC. A copy of this application is available for public inspection during our regular business hours. It contains information concerning this station's performance during the license term. Individuals who wish to advise the FCC of facts relating to our renewal application and to whether this station has operated in the public interest should file comments and petitions with the FCC by May 1st, 2007. Further information concerning the FCC's broadcast license renewal process is available at 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, 10112, or may be obtained from the FCC, Washington, D.C. 20554.
News Channel 4 HD, making the most of your time. Beginning at 5 with news as it happens. Linda Vaccaro and David Ushery team up to bring you breaking news live. Then there's something new at 5:30. Find your story with Perry Peltz and a different kind of newscast. Topics you can relate to. News you can learn from. News for you. And at 6, it's the team you know, Sue Simmons and Chuck Scarborough with the top stories of the day. Followed by NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams, bringing you America's story. News Channel 4 HD, making the most of your time.
The road rage death of a driver killed by an off-duty cop will not lead to criminal charges.
Crowded subway platforms at the start of the evening rush. Is the worst of it really over?
And the police officer's wife charged with murdering a man on a basketball court for what he supposedly did to her daughter.
You're watching NBC for New York. This is News for New York.
Good evening, everyone. Chuck is off.
Live from Studio 7E in Rockefeller Center, this is News for New York.
Good evening. Sue's off tonight. What a night here at NBC.
The eyes of the world were on Canada and our neighbors to disappoint, from the music and the dancing to the color.
New York nonstop. Happy first birthday. Your tops in New York.
Tonight at 11 on News for New York.
Dining out will never be the same. Why the restaurant industry is fuming at the New York City Health Department.
And the local woman who wants to weigh 1,000 pounds.
Tonight at 11 on News for New York. Highlights of U.S. Olympic athletes only on 4 New York.